Hi, this is Chris with firstcenturychristianity.net, and I'm going to tell you how about a little audio file stuff here today. Recently upgraded our Mackie mixer, the old one's on the left, to the new one on the right, and the new one had an incredibly strange problem, and I'm going to explain how to fix that problem right out of the gate because people like me are clicking on this video because they want the answer to a problem that nobody else seems to know how to solve or knows that it exists. The problem is that you plug this board in to your computer and it looks like it loads a driver automatically. The problem is that that driver, even though it looks right, doesn't work right, and the board is going to do something absolutely crazy. So you need it to look like this in order for it to work properly. It has to say your output is 3/4 and your input is 1/2, meaning your microphone is 1/2 and your speakers are 3/4 in order to make that work. What's missing from the other videos is that the board has a driver, and you have to go load this driver in order to make it work properly. So here's the second click on the driver with the link, and then you download that, do a couple restarts. It looks like this, and now it works exactly the way you think it should work. All inputs and outputs route perfectly without having to think about it at all. Here's a short video showing you the problem and why it's so crazy. So this is the song is playing. If I come down here to the board and hit to control room, the music comes out of the headphones. If I undo this, it doesn't come into the room. This USB 3.4 is doing nothing, and need some help. So the problem I had is that I plugged in the board and I mimicked everything that I was doing with the old board. The reason I'm replacing the old board is it's 10 years old and the potentiometers are getting a little noisy. It's not balancing properly. It's just old and kind of worn out. So I had to replace it with the new board, set it up exactly like the old board, and some sound is coming into the room and some is not through the computer. The thing that really, really boggled my mind is that we had a meeting with Zoom and people who were off site could talk into the room and it would go through the mains, but the music did not come from the computer and go through the mains, following the same exact path. So if you get that problem on this board, it's because you don't have a driver. If you click this video because you want to have the information on how to set up the board entirely, this guy's video right here is outstanding. He walks through every channel, everything, except the fella forgot to mention the driver. So you have to have a driver. One of the big things that I got this board for is what he's demonstrating right there is the onboard Bluetooth. So if somebody comes into your congregation, comes into your hall, comes into your meeting, and they want to play something off their phone, you've got onboard Bluetooth with this board. And according to my Microsoft Copilot, there is no other board on the market today like that. I've used plug-in converters for Bluetooth and they have to be charged. They're hanging off the board. Pairing is kind of a drag. With this board, it's one button pair and you can input from any Bluetooth device. So if somebody comes into your church and they want to do a special dance or they want to do some kind of special thing with audio, they've only got it on their phone. You don't have to do any emailing or anything. You just let them pair to your phone and they can control it from wherever they are in the room. So I want to wrap this one up for anybody out there who is church shopping for a board and why this is right now. I think it's the only option that does absolutely everything you're wanting to do because I asked Microsoft Copilot that. I went on Copilot and I listed out everything we do with our soundboard and I said, what is the best board for this? And it said, there's only one, and it's this Mackie right here on the right. What we do at our hall is that we have people on Zoom who are part of our congregation, and we have a bi-directional discussion. So that's what the handheld mics are there for, is that the congregation in person has a discussion with the attendees who are off-site, and we have our Bible studies and our discussions like that. The board will also do everything with Zoom. It'll input and output your music. It'll do your recording. This one can do multi-channel recording. Looking at my list here, but there's just so much versatility with this board, but you don't have to worry about it. If you notice, I have it sitting on the bottom shelf of the lectern where it sits week after week after week, and it never needs any type of adjustment. We turn it on and it just absolutely works. That's how the old board worked. I'm assuming that's how the new board will work. So if you are a church sound guy and you want to make yourself look good without a lot of effort, getting this Mackie ProFX series is really going to do the trick for you. By the way, the Bluetooth is input only. There aren't any boards that Bluetooth out, and that is because of the latency with Bluetooth, that it would really mess up your mix. So thanks for watching, and this one is just a one-off on this ministry channel because people needed to know how to fix the problem with that Mackie ProFX12v3 plus mixer. What a mouthful that is, but people need to know how to fix that problem, and I solved it and wanted to share the info.